Give me a demo. Okay, JJ, go. Let me follow. Go, Mama. Beautiful. Good. Right. How to the middle? So everyone, stop. David, why did you step on the thing? You are doing it for reading. You are doing it for what? Doing it for what? So don't return. Speak anyway. It's for reading. So when you also say you are to take your time and do your test well, without okay. Should okay. And when you are done, you just drop backwards and go and start again. You are really only 5 of this and then change your lead there. Sit down, okay. Right, go. Make sure the jumping is one. Go, don't double step. Go. Baby, don't double step. Not double step. One. Make sure it's everyone stop. One.
Good afternoon, guys. This is James Brew, Mr. of the Brew Show, and I'm here with one of my oldest friends. We've known each other for almost 20 years, and it's a privilege for me to bring this to you. So I know you guys are definitely going to enjoy it. I'm going to learn so much out of it. I call him Mr. O, but officially his name is
Jean Yves Ahumah Otumfuo.
Jean Yves Ahumah Otumfuo.
Yeah.
Some other people also know you as
Vela Mafia. Or One Vela.
So Mr. O is a lot of things. And one of them happens to be a very accomplished sports entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Mr. O, how did that happen?
I believe every sports person or every entrepreneur likes development, likes expansion, likes taking new territories, likes setting new records. So in that light, I'll probably say is my love for growth in everything I do that has brought about the birth of sports entrepreneurship with me and my life. Basically, yeah. I started one sport, and then I found out I could do cross-selling for other sports on the same platform I had created once. And then the business started growing and growing and growing. And definitely when you do one thing well, everyone is going to come ask you about another thing. If you can do your best with it, you can always try your best. Solve that problem and make it a business.
Exactly. Solve that problem and make it a business.
Yeah.
And the sports thing you created, that's Osikanii Sports Agency, right?
Yeah, Osikanii PEN Sports.
PEN Sports.
Yeah, that's the mother of everything. That's the mother and beginning of everything.
And when did you create Osikanii?
Osikanii Sports started in December 2015.
December 2015.
But officially started work in January 2016. But demonstrations, test trial, everything was done in December 20.
So you're hitting 10 years?
Yes.
Nice.
Let me say I probably hit 10 years.
That's fine.
But I started in January 2016 officially. So it's been 10 years.
That's right. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Clocking a decade of putting smiles on people's faces and the improvement like lives of many.
Exactly.
So what were the early challenges when you were starting your journey?
Oh, like every other challenge, of course, I'm a coach, so I'm still going to be interrupted. Oh, come on. Oh, how are you doing? Bro, you didn't go to school today, right? Dress up quickly and start your own training before others join, okay? Where your beats? Okay.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, you're asking about challenges.
Yeah, when you started.
The challenge, like every business in Africa suffers. But I think my challenge, should I call it a challenge? Let me say I've been blessed from day one. There was already a system of school going on, and I had a product or a service that was relevant to school. So let me say, because school has been in possession for all these years, my business is just an addition to school going on. So the challenge really, I'll say maybe will be with getting resources, both human resources and raw materials or resources I have to work with. That has been the biggest challenge. But aside everything, God has been good personally. Because one good job gave me an opportunity for another job, and gave me another opportunity for another job, gave me another opportunity for another job. And it kept going, 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 and going. So, like I always say, ever since I started in 2016, okay, I have not officially written to anybody for a job yet, but I've been in business all these years. Before lockdown, Osikanii PE Sports was handling over 13 schools. And after lockdown, we reduced our numbers to 8, not because we are not getting people calling us, but because of the quality of service and where we want to get. Is that okay?
That's fine.
So that I would say the challenge has just been for lack of resources and lack of human personnel to make the job fly as the way it's supposed to fly.
Now, clearly, you mentioned COVID being a challenging time, and not just for you, for many, but you found a way of making it work for you. You found a way of making that period where a lot of companies and businesses collapse work for you. What exactly did you do that made you stand out and thrive?
Okay, so I would say that during the COVID period, okay, like we are in an age right now where technology advancement or incorporating technology into your work you do is the most important aspects now for me. Okay, so during the lockdown, many businesses folded, including sports. No contact. He folded so much.
Yeah.
But however, I was administering my job through the internet. I was doing some Zoom meetings. So we're just doing more of sports that required non-contact. For example, you can do your aerobics by yourself. You could play your tennis by yourself. Not just that. Basically, it was just technology that helped me sail through all this while. So because of that, I didn't fold. I kept working and working. Even though there was COVID, I was still working. So I just had to continue my work when COVID was over.
True.
You get it?
I
I
get it.
still offer services to the schools through their Zoom calls. I will plan a class. I'll make you create some small space, maybe a 5 by 5 meter space in your house. And then I will specially do gymnastics or training that involves you alone and using a small space to achieve all the plans that you want to have based on, let me say, being active.
That's all. Now, before I jump into the services you render, you ended by being active.
Yeah.
We are in our mid-30s. So for people like us,
Yeah, I'm getting close.
you're getting close to your 40s. I'll be catching up soon. So for those of us who have reached a certain age and mobility may not be as it was when we were a lot younger, how do you advise us to stay fit? One, for people who do regular 9 to 5s, and then 2, for people who have a bit of flexible hours.
Okay. So I will always say that being active is always about your motivation and your choices, and also knowing your day and who you are and what you do. There are some jobs that require different kind of exercise. For example, I will not tell a person who stands too much to be jogging or running. I must find a way to make him stretch his body or do different kind of activities that will help him because of the work he does. And there are some people who sit a lot and must get moving. They will probably go with running, jogging, and even that one is dependent on the person's body weight and their natural motivation.
Yeah.
Some people will train better with friends. Some people will train better being alone. Some people even need a broken heart to train better. Like the situations vary.
Yeah.
So for me as a fitness or a sports career, when you come to me, I'm just going to analyze who you are and come up with the best training for you. I don't want to say one exercise or one program fits all. One program doesn't fit all. There must be a differentiation for the people you are training. Consider their environment, who they are, and what they really want to achieve with the exercise.
Nice one. Guys, I hope you're enjoying the interview. Once again, this is James Bremisa, and I'm here with Mr. O. Now, let's talk about the services you render. For those who, for whatever reason, have not come into contact with you yet, what should they know about what you offer and how it can benefit them?
Okay, for example, like I said, a school is a system. Like the body of a human being is also a system. I am very, 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 very valuable for your systems. So call me for everything that involves activeness and movement. Is that okay?
That's okay.
In the sense that with a physical education, it's a foundation to every movement. Every child will learn how to move from school. You don't just get up and you find them on the pitches or on the after school clubs. No, it always starts with the school. So we offer school services to make sure that children have the right foundation to grow and excel in every sport. So we work with schools. Number one, we work with kids or we start with schools. Okay, by offering physical education, which basically involves gymnastics, dance, athletics, game, adventure, uh, probably, let me say, intentional aerobics fun, everything is involved. Okay. And from there, we're able to make sure everyone is getting what they need to be a very good sportsman in the future. From there, we also have the after ski club. Okay. So with our services, the school programs are always running in the morning, from morning to 3 o'clock, as early as 8 a.m., some as early as 7:45. We have begun, and that job will end at 3 a.m., 3 p.m.
3 p.m.
And most of the school clubs also start from 1:30, depending on the customer. We have after school clubs with football, gymnastics, taekwondo. We also have drumming and dancing. It's all basically about movement. And also we also have one for ball games that's for motor skill development. It's for children who are not really focused on making sure probably they are playing a sport, but they want to develop their bodies right for any sport that they intend to do in the future. We also have the aerobic services and also personal training for families and youth. For groups like Acacia Insurance, I offer Friday afternoon fitness for the groups. I vary the kind of fitness. I don't want to make it boring. So one day I'm doing this, another day I'm doing this, another day I'm doing this. But it's all within a perimeter that will make them safe. Okay? And if you know, I've always been on TV.
Yes.
I've always been on TV, even though I put myself on TV because the work I had to do was too much. I couldn't just lock myself sitting on TV. Okay? We have that one too. We want a show. You have a show. We want us to use sports to tell your story. We want us to use sports to engage your customers. We want us to use sports to engage your community, the media. We want to use sports to tell a story. We are always collaborative with that part. So you may be doing an anniversary at work. You may be celebrating, maybe normal. Women will celebrate Women's Days. So they can be like, oh, Mr. O, today is a Women's Day. What can you do in terms of fitness and movement for women? And here I am.
Yeah.
I'll bring something nice. We discuss it. If it works for you, we make it happen. And then maybe you don't know, the clothes I'm making was also made by us or was also made by Osikanii PH because as a service we offer to our clients. It's not nice watching someone not wearing the appropriate clothes to do the exercise or to do the job. Or you get somewhere the person is not really presentable with what they are wearing. We believe everyone must be uniform, must look good, and must always wear the right clothes. You can get to a school and you call for PE time, and then children are wearing jeans. They are wearing clothes which are not right. We looked at that problem and we knew that the sports disciplines are so many. Everyone needs something special for themselves. So we started this company to, as also a small subsidiary to Osikanii PS, was offering schools with sports attire. And it's not just for schools. What I'm wearing is also for footballers. If you have a football team or a sports club and you want us to help you make some wonderful clothing, we are going to design the clothing and then give you a sample before we make the large clothing at the end of the day.
Awesome.
There is a lot going on with our PE and sports. Okay. We also work with gyms. Okay. We also work with gyms and we also work with people who already have event centers and spaces that want us to create sports events for them. We can always create every kind of sports event. Like I said, we are ready to help you tell your story. So in terms of events too and sports, we are there. Is that okay? We can also help you do your own sports field. In terms of, we can help you build maybe a swing in your house. We can help you do a swing in your house. We can help you even purchase some of the sports equipment in your house. For example, most houses will love using trampolines. You don't know where to get trampolines. We are here for you. We can always sort you out with trampolines, dumbbells, even some want some punching bags and gloves. We're always there for you. Anything sports, anything to get you moving. Trust me, I'm here for you because every movement counts.
Every movement counts.
Every movement really counts. Every movement adds up to your body. Okay?
Yeah.
Some of the movements will make you mobile. For example, I always say when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I want to do is to conquer my body. How do you conquer your body if you cannot make sure you are moving or you feel static or too heavy to move? Is that okay?
Yeah. So in this scenario, when you say conquer your body, you just ended by saying to move, so not feel static and then be able to move. So you are combating sluggishness or fatigue.
You know, most of my plan, basically, one of the reasons why this was done was to be able to combat or attack NCD, non-communicable diseases, which is like beginning to be acceptable as body shape in this era.
Yeah.
Which I believe it's not right or it's not okay. Mostly somebody will show you how good they look right now, but trust me, in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, you will not see them. How it has played against them, you will never, ever what? No. But in the interim, people will be, oh, I have shape, this is big, this is tundra, this is that, and this is that. You need to conquer your body. You shouldn't feel any kind of strain or worry or uncomfortability just moving from one place to another, climbing a staircase. Come on. Trust me, if you can't conquer your body, some of the reasons why some people are not doing well through their businesses and enterprises is because they haven't conquered their body. You get up, you must walk, you must move. You don't have to be sluggish. You don't have to feel too tired. I hope you understand what I'm saying. That win must come first. That win must come first at all times. It's not fresh body or it's not tundra body.
It's active, healthy body.
It's a non-communicable disease that must be dealt with. That must be dealt with. So, like, for example, in some years, let me say in 2018, I had an interview with Voice of America, Leonard Moody. And it was just because of how I mix physical education fund for children to combat these NCDs. I can assure you, there is none of the schools I teach in that have less active children. I can mention schools like Statuta Academy, the Learning Skills, the Little Treasure Montessori School, the Ishama Montessori, the Blessed Care Montessori, Kinderland School, Cedros School, Tender Lilies, Country International, trust me, Blooming's Montessori. Everyone is active. Everyone is active. I want someone to throw me a challenge and go to all these schools I'm talking about that I teach in, where they find one less active child. It's not possible, especially for schools that have been for more than 5 years. Silently, go there and see. I'm in a way recommending the schools to you too as well. I teach there. Activeness is happening there, and it's happening there on a quality note or on the best of notes or with the best of strategy. Let me say it's all about quality. You enjoy it. You enjoy it.
Awesome. Awesome. Now, we've spoken about the services.
Yeah.
How can people join your team in terms of adding to the quality? What type of people are you looking at in terms of adding to the team to help improve this further?
Okay. I love this question so much because, like I said in the beginning, it was one of the major problems.
Yes.
Okay. For a resource like a bouncy castle, for a parachute, it's not produced in Ghana here. But I have friends, like, let me use this opportunity to talk about friends like Joe Max in China, who is an old classmate, who is always ready to collaborate with me, buy me the things I need from China to make my work well. You may want to collaborate with me on something because you have a product that is sports related. Like I said, I have not put myself in a box whereby my sports business or my sports enterprise just is limited to one service or maybe just football. Like the school. Let me say this. There are about 408 events in athletics. The ones that have been brought down to the children's level in the schools, we indulge in them and we make sure we offer those services. So you could be an equipment producer in US, London, China, anywhere. You want someone in Ghana or West Africa or Africa as a whole to market your products through our activities, or you want us to create a market for you here. We are there for you because we're already using equipment. We're already using equipment. So because we're already using equipment, the equipment will be put to use. You want to collaborate with us. Let's talk business. How can you give me equipment? Or how can I buy equipment from you? Or how can how can we find the best ways of collaboration to make sure you are gaining, I'm also gaining, and we are doing business. Another way is I always look forward to professionals who are in the business. I'm an entrepreneur. I can't do it all.
Yeah.
For example, some of the enterprises are led by others, not me,
Mm-hmm.
but the ideas are coming from me. Or the final investment or the final job is coming from me. But I also invest in talent. For example, I said I work in 8 schools.
Yeah.
For example, for a school that has from maybe nursery, reception, all the way to middle year or secondary, I can't teach alone.
No.
So I work with a group of people. You want to work with me, there's no problem. Call me. Let's talk. Send me a message. Let's talk. Let me know what you can do. Let's do some probational period and see. Let me give you some demonstrations. Let me give you some time to showcase yourself. Let's give you a contract. If the contract works for you, why can't we do business? I'll be ready to make sure I create a job. I find clients for you. I make sure the job is going on. I pay you for the job and also make sure the job is expanding and growing. Please, I hope that was okay.
It's great.
So we are here for everyone. I am not biased. very open-minded. I know I can't do it alone. And more to it, the reason why we are doing this job is to solve a problem of NCDs in Africa, which most of the hospitals or the most of the health agencies don't have the resources to even take care of. So the best way is for prevention. And I'm starting from this age where I have all the children to make sure we can prevent this one from happening in the first place.
So thanks for that breakdown.
Yeah.
And it's led me to another line of questioning. So for a business like yours,
Yes.
that is invested heavily in equal parts, sports, education, and healthcare or lifestyle,
Yeah.
how do we as a people, and I'm talking about the country in general, improve for the future? How do you, first of all, you can take a sector if you want, but how do we?
I will take a sector.
Uh-huh.
The sector I would like to take first is the Ministry of Education and also for sports. Right now, as I'm here, okay, as a Ghanaian, growing in the 80s or being born in the 80s, I can say that our P has dwindled in a way. In a way, because those who go to the schools and give the licenses for the schools to be established don't make sure that there's enough space for play.
Mhm.
I can take you to a lot of schools that don't have a playground. That is first of the problem.
Yeah.
Schools do not have a playground. And we're thinking that privatization of schools would have solved the problem, but it's rather the private systems, which is also going too much academically and taking away the fun and the joy we're deriving in our sports. Now, I'm a fitness provider, okay? I can tell you that not every child in Ghana can play all the sports because you may not have the money for it or the space for it. It is a big problem for Africa because these problems, when you go to the Western world, the soccer fields are owned by the government.
Yeah.
And then if private individuals probably have to rent from them if they want to do anything that is not in the government's program. But in Ghana and in Africa, it's not like that. For example, I'm using a facility here, which is a soccer field. If I cannot build this one for myself, that means that if I cannot make about 600 or 700 or 800 cedis for 2 hours, I cannot make sure football can go on. And even when we come to the government sector, some of the sports they do has also been limited to children, or let me say, people from a poor background. What's happening to the middle income earners, who are also probably who have entered private schools and other kind of schools that do not even have space for football.
Yeah.
Do not have space for even running. You can even go to a school like a preschool, and I'm telling you, a common swing or seesaw, it's not there. I don't want to go to trampoline. I don't want to go to beam balance or I don't want to go there.
You started with the most basic ones. So if those ones are not there,
You don't want to even go further and talk about things that can even bring diverse improvements in the games of the children.
Sure.
Last week, we went to buy some soccer balls from, these are old soccer balls. They are more, you have new soccer balls. Right. Jacob, please, the balls. Ah. We don't have anyone. That's why somebody can wear the old one, but you can wear the old one.
check. So, Mr. O,
Yeah.
with regards to the nature of your business and your career, who have you worked with?
Oh, I think I've said much already about the people I've worked with, but I can talk about a lot in terms of work. I've worked with University of Ghana before to work on capabilities. We did it at University of Ghana, and we also did it at Ekopong at the deaf school for the deaf. I've worked. Currently, I'm a patron for Greater Accra Blind Sports Group, the Blind Sports Group. I'm a patron for them. So basically, I make their things work with my expertise, talking to people, making things happen. I've worked with TV3. Yes, I worked with TV3, or let me say Adisadel for Ghana's Most Beautiful. I was coach for Ghana's Most Beautiful in 2017. I've also been on Kwese, working with Lukanda as, let me say, safety for children. Okay, we're doing safety for children, and not just safety for children, safety for women and everyone as well. We're offering a program. That program happened on Kwese TV, and also it will happen on HFM. Okay, I've worked with communities, keep fit clubs. I've worked with Glyco. I've worked with Glyco Insurance. I've been official aerobics instructor for Glyco Insurance at their end of year parties. I work with Lizzie Sports Complex. I always was an assistant coach for Lizzie Sports Complex. I also did most of the aerobics and sports programs for people who hide a place for events. I've worked with, I will mention not all I can mention, but I'll mention a lot. I've also been sent by Glyco to wonderful people like USA to offer aerobic services and even sometimes Zenith. I've worked with Omni Basic Bank before Omni Bank and Omni Basic. I've worked with all those groups. I was coach for their work and sports programs. I'm still mentioning for interviews. Trust me, I've been on almost every interview before, talked to a lot of people, but the one that really shook me was Voice of America finding me to come and talk to me about how I'm using physical education and sports to combat NCDs, non-communicable diseases. I'm also a member for RC PASHDA. That is the group that deals with movement and activeness for Africa.
Okay.
Okay, it's a group. It involves university professors and keep fit leaders, sports enthusiasts, organizers, and all that. I've worked with and I've played football with almost everybody and organized sports shows and festivals for almost everybody. I've worked with people like media houses too. I've worked with Class Media Group.
Mm-hmm.
Before 2018, I did orphanage games with them at LWAC. I've also worked with Gold Label Apparels doing the orphanage games, giving children some sports benefits and sports games, and even talking to children. I've worked with churches. Oh my God. For churches, it's uncountable. And you know, I don't take money from churches when you call me for a program. Not because I don't want money, but I have a special feel for churches.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that people are exercising spiritual muscles and must also be encouraged to exercise physical muscles too. And also because I started this from church. Maybe I didn't tell you about it.
No.
I started this from church. I used to love dancing at church a lot. So one day, my church leader, Dr. Jacob Vanderpoel, was like, hey, I want everyone to dance in church today. Come and stand here and dance. When after you dance, everyone will dance after you. And that was the beginning of Osikanii, PE and sports, going to the Outstanding Soccer Club, and all this. That's how we started. I came to dance. Someone saw it like, this was very wonderful of you. How could you do this? It was nice for me to hear this. I loved it. The person introduced me to a school, and this is the story we are talking about today. He came out of the blue. Someone will say, why is it that when you got one school, you didn't stick to them and you still had to go? And like I said, I'm an entrepreneur, not just for sports, but I have decided to stay with sports.
Yeah.
So that I can grow an industry. But I started working with one. One told another person about me. I was to the second, told the third person, told the fourth person, and someone just took it upon himself that this person is doing an amazing job. Let me introduce him to other people. Let me tell people about him. That's why I said from beginning till now, never written a letter to anybody about my job. But I've been in business over 10 years or almost 10 years doing the same thing. So when you call me from church, it's a way for me to say thank you, God, once more for that thing you did for me 10 years ago. And I'm still enjoying it with my family. I have children. I have a wife. I have so many people I work with. Currently, I work with not less than 9 people permanently. And some, about just out of the 9, just 2 people are floating workers. That means they are not people who have been with me, but been with people who have been here for more than 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Come on. What else? It's been good.
It's been great.
Yeah.
It's been great. I think chances are we are going to see you doing this in other countries very soon. Not forgetting where you're coming from. But whereas it's good, it has to spread.
The investors must come on board.
They will come.
I don't mind sharing a business idea with you on sports so that you can grow your own industry with my support. I don't mind at all. It's not about money for me. It's about Africa
Developing.
developing and standing on its feet and also being able to tap into this resource of sports. You hear people traveling to go and do hiking and everywhere. Has the tourist sites like Mountain Apajato in Ghana and all those mountains and them, have they been, are people really talking about them? Are people selling them? It's not happening.
Yeah.
We will get there. I'm looking forward to collaborating with a lot of people, like I said. The only way to make this one develop well and very well enough is to make sure that Africans can taste it. Africans can use the model in different places for them to also stand on their feet. Thank you.
Welcome. Now, earlier, you mentioned schools you had worked with. And I smiled when you were listing them because there were at least two, not just two, at least two very specific ones that you recommended me to. And for those who don't know, apart from running the Brew show, I have a digital marketing company called Finish Creatives that I am a co-founder of. And Mr. O was gracious enough to put in the word for us, and that worked. Now, clearly, I am not the only person who has been a beneficiary of you and your goodwill. So, just how did that happen? How did you manage to touch the lives of different people in different sectors through sports and through development?
Like, I like the question before because I remember those days when you told me you interview me. I'll tell you no interviews yet because we're building a brand. And of course, I remember. But like I always say, integrity, business integrity is very, very, very key to the growth or development of any individual who wants to actually do business in Ghana or Africa. Africa, we don't have money and we don't have a lot of collateral spirit. But integrity can take you to so many places. I would say the recommendations probably were able to happen because the people I have started working with, let me say, maybe proprietors of schools or principals of schools, had gained some confidence in me and believe in the kind of services I provide and the way I stick to plan. I'll always stick to a plan and make sure the plans work. So out of this, when someone like James who was also ready to do a media job with this finished creatives. I went to the people, James, and I knew James too because James already was doing this for our Adisadel College year group, volunteering a lot, do a lot of things for us. So from another angle, I had known James doing things for free. So when James started his business, I could only say, "Oh, James, I already know these people. They needed this help too to grow their schools. So James, I am doing this to do this, but with your media, if you video me for this woman or for this and we tell the story this way, your own business too will grow." So from James, from you, those kind of collaborations were already happening. That's what I'm saying. I'm not thinking about myself alone. I want to be an enterprise, but you have your talent. You have something that you want to add up. I'm always ready and open enough to work with you. It's not about money at all. Just be ready for the development of Africa and for all of us. And like I said, the best collateral in Africa is your integrity. You get the first opportunity, do it well, be trustworthy, be prompt, stay on time, be open-minded, be proactive. So where the person is telling you things, you must be hearing.
Yeah.
You must be hearing. Africans don't like hearing. They want to force you to take what they want. But in my line of duty, I've always been open-minded, always ready to listen and hear out, and just make sure my customer is happy. And it will surprise you, not just with your media job, have I done this. I've done this for a lot of different kind of people and groups. I want them, like I will not say it, if not because you brought it up in the interview, I might not really tell anyone, I did this for you or I did that for you. So far as you are growing and I'm growing, the world is big enough, the star is big enough, the sky is big enough for every star to shine. It's one of my philosophy. When I'm coaching everyone on the park, there are about 22 positions everyone will be playing. Left back on this side, left back on that side. Everyone has an opportunity to shine. Don't look at someone. Do your own, do it well. You'll be fine. And like I said, integrity will get you there. If you think you are good, call me. I will always introduce you to someone based on the job you do. I see a lot of parents. For example, from the job I do, I work with a lot of parents. I have over 100 children in our standing soccer club who play here. That means I know a lot of parents, over 100 parents.
Yeah.
And just bring something that has integrity and can also help our work. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Thank you.
Welcome. And thank you too.
All right, PJ.